everyone, my name is Shayna, and are you ready to manifest your life? Okay, let's start. Breathe in. Breathe out. Did you feel that? Let's do it again. Breathe in. Let everything out. Everything. I have goosebumps on that second one. I don't know about y'all, but okay. Okay, I'm just super excited because I just did a channel shift and I was like, I'm gonna talk about communication, love, relationships, and things like that. But I also want to talk about just life in general and how to be okay when you're not okay. And it's okay to not be okay. Right? You should be okay. Did I confuse myself? I don't know. Anyway, how to manifest your life during a breakup or a tough time in life. Like, I directly relate to this right now. I feel like I am on the verge of a breakthrough. I feel like this time to myself, or this time where it feels like everything is falling apart and everything's going wrong or down or out and all that, it is preparing me to be the person that I need to be forever and in the future and just in general. So I'm really, really, really excited about that. So let's just start right away, right? What's bothering you? It's okay to say what's bothering you. It's okay to vent to your friends about what's bothering you. But I must tell you, if you're going to vent to your friends about what's bothering you, you have to choose that person wisely. It cannot be someone who is super biased and not really there for your growth. So again, your growth is important here. It doesn't matter about any other factors other than your growth. So to grow, one has to really sit down and think about everything that is important to them. So we are human. We have feelings. We have to get those frantic feelings out, right? You can talk to yourself. I'm a huge avid person of talking to myself. A lot of the time, you can vent to someone, but they still don't know. They still have no idea what's going on. They still don't know because it's not them. And maybe they would handle the situation totally differently, and then you would handle the situation. So that in itself is like, okay, but you're not me. You're not in my situation. You don't know the circumstances of my situation. You don't know how to handle it. And I know what you're feeling as well right now. You're feeling anxious. You're feeling scared. You're feeling nervous. You're feeling like this emptiness inside. You're going to feel that. You're going to feel that for a very long time. But what you can do about that feeling is think about, what is this teaching me right now? Think about how you can transform this energy, right? Because energy is always there. You're always going to feel something. You're always going to be going through it. And that brings me to my next point. You got to go through it and think about, okay, this situation was not what I wanted, but how can I, for the future, think of something that I know that I can do and that is going to be 100% what I need. Do a 180, and don't do the 180 just because the situation happened. This is why this part of your life is so important, because when you manifest something, you're manifesting it for it to be you for the long haul. This is going to be who you are, not necessarily because of circumstances. You don't want this to be an effect, right? If someone told you, oh my God, you're so defensive, and then you stop being defensive only because that person said so, and then once that situation is gone, you go back to being defensive, and you were never really on your journey of being the person you're meant to be, to manifest. Okay, don't just stop being defensive or stop your growth because that person is no longer in your life. You have to continue that path of being in a better place. Let me just use my own personal examples, right? I was in a relationship, and one of my exes, she said that I wasn't affectionate, and I would agree with her. I was not very affectionate in our relationship, and I was not affectionate in general as a person. And the reason why that was is because I was emotionally immature. And because I was emotionally immature, I was emotionally unavailable. And it had to do with my childhood, and it also had to do with the fact that I was coping with how to be gay. I didn't know how to be gay. And her reaction was not the best, but it was valid, and it's okay. So her reaction was, I don't want to teach anyone to be gay. We all have our own hang-ups. We have our own situations going on. It is up to me. I have to fix that for myself and in my life. We did end, and I could have just chalked it up to like, well, I mean, in that relationship, it didn't really work, so I'm just going to stop and not even try to be affectionate to anyone else ever, even though now I know what's the reasoning. I practiced that affection with my family. I practiced that affection with my friends long after we broke up and she found someone else and all this. I was still very open. I confronted my family about it because I'm like, okay, I want to break this curse, this generational curse of these non-affectionate women in my family. Everyone's so stoic. Like, I'm like, okay, I can't be the only one doing the work here. I'm going to mention it so maybe that they will be open to doing the work as well. The lady, my grandmother, that I confronted, she was like, I said, paraphrasing here, I'm like, as an adult, I'm struggling trying to show affection to other people and just be affectionate in general, and I feel like that's because of my upbringing. And my grandmother looked at me and was like, you know what, you're right, and I'm sorry. I almost lost it. I was in shock more than anything, but my mom next to me just starts bawling. And so that's how I knew, okay, all right, I figured it out, and we can move forward. We can move in a positive direction. And it's like, wow, what a weight. A weight has been lifted. Okay, like, and not just one situation. Months after all that happened, I did end up talking to my ex again, and she was telling me how it was like, yeah, we went through that, and I'm not gonna lie to you, like, it wasn't that bad, and I wish that I had more patience with you. And I appreciated that. I appreciated that because we are just humans living an experience, a life experience, and we don't really know how we're going to feel in a week, in a month, in a year. And so to just stoically, just adamantly, strictly say, this is never going to happen, this is not going to happen, honestly, just don't even listen to stuff like that. You just don't know. All you can do is focus on you and your manifestation and what you want to see in your future. So in your waking life, let's bring it back to you. In your waking life, if there's something, especially heartbreak, especially something that's so tough to really like grasp your mind around, think about the thing that went wrong. Like, think about the thing that is like, wow, this is not what I wanted. And then think of the thing that you wanted to happen instead and go with that. Like, that is going to happen. For example, if you were in a relationship and you guys were going back and forth and then that person quit on you, you can manifest, you know what? I want a relationship where we don't just go through stuff. We can get through stuff too. I want a relationship where we can laugh, we can talk, we have highs and they're really high, and when we have lows, they suck and they're really low and they're in the gutter. But I just still have faith in my heart that we're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. We're going to come out better than ever. That's a manifestation. That's not being delusional. That's saying, I am going to be in this relationship. I'm going to do it. I'm going to have it. You can, like, man, I'm getting tongue-tied here. People really just, they deny or they underestimate the strength of manifestation, right? They underestimate speaking things into existence, speaking life into things. And again, it may not happen tomorrow. It may not happen next week. It may not happen next month, but it's going to happen. It will. Especially if you believe it. If you really, really believe it, it is going to happen. You just got to do your work and your due diligence to make sure it happens. You have to have a plan. You have to think about, okay, well, how can I be this person in this relationship that goes through stuff, gets through stuff, that's in the trenches, and I can really, like, bring it up and out. Like, think about that. Think about things that you have to work on. If you're not very vocal, you're not a vocal person, or if you're really hurt inside, and when you get hurt, you like to retract and speak in riddles. Don't even say for the future, for now. Right now, in the present, practice whenever you feel something, like immediately, as soon as you feel it, say it. say it. Say how you feel immediately. Like, don't even think about, oh man, how am I going to word this? What am I going to do? How am I going to... No. Say it. And of course, respectfully, but if you practice just something like that, that is manifestation. You are manifesting the person that you're going to be forever. That's how you're going to be. That's how it's going to be healthy. The relationship I'm going to be in is going to be this. It's going to be communicated. You're going to be affectionate. You're going to be considerate. You're going to be ready. You just have to really visualize it, and you have to do work. Okay, I've talked long enough. So I'm going to try to do these videos daily. Don't quote me on that, but if not daily, every other day for you. And again, write down below in the comments things that you're manifesting, things you're happy for, things you're grateful for, and I will see you to help you.